I guess picking one up at the shops not an option.
No, don't make it. Not the same if you don't make it.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do that. I can barely boil water.
I think we're live. Double check everything. Same, we're live. Oh. Jumpy Popcorn's here. Good to see you. How are you doing? Yes, we are live. Everything is working. Hopefully you can all hear me. I'm Hot Dogs in the chat room, the first person to say hello. How are you doing? You doing well? Okay, we'll get a room set up. I think Take Snow is going to join us in a little while, he said. I have some big news if you're watching this on the replay over the next couple of days. You have big news, so keep watching for that, because I'm going to need your input. So, yeah, if this is your first time here, welcome. We do a weekly Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and there is a Mass Effect video every week, and we're going to be branching off into Dragon Age over the next month or so. So you start seeing some Dragon Age content too. So yeah, if like you say, if you enjoy the stuff, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and all that. And yeah, this week's what have I done? What topic of this week? What's going to happen to the Krogan? Yes, so it was based on the video that I put out last week. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the Krogan and what's going to happen to him between Mass Effect 3 and the next Mass Effect game. We'll start off with that, and we'll probably end up talking about some random nonsense along the way. Private team. Oh, what have I done here? I wanted to do that. I want to do that, does it? Oh yeah, it does. It does. Excellent. Right, let's find out who's playing this evening. I think it's just going to be the three of us. Curtis.
So real quick, Tim, then if your big news is what I think it is that a secret until it happens then, just so I don't accidentally mention something during the stream?
No. I'm going to put it out there in just a moment, because I would like some questions from the viewers as well. So it is, yes, what you think it is. Legion's my actual alternative account. Oh, okay. Wonderful. Origins is only good. Origins is only good to Dragon Age. I really do enjoy Origins, actually. Really do enjoy it. I do actually like the story to Dragon Age 2. But it is just a bit of a shame that the development was rushed. While there's just three of us, I think I'll drop it down to bronze. I'll be on bronze anyway. And we're going to be. I think, Curtis, you might need to put some headphones in, otherwise we're going to get a bit of feedback.
Okay, I got my headphones on, but I don't know why I'm getting the feedback. No, I'll turn the sound down before we start.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go with the Geth. I'm going to be a Geth engineer, I think.
See, I love Dragon Age 2, but I kind of was a little disappointed that I kept waiting for it to progress beyond Kirkwall, and it just never went anywhere.
Yeah, it is a massive change to what Origin was, wasn't it?
Oh no, it was, and it was fine. Like I love the game. It's just I wish I don't know if, like you said, maybe it was rushed a bit, but I kept expecting. I'm like, there's no way they're going to have this entire game set just in Kirkwall, and then they did.
Oh, there was the outskirts as well. Harpoon.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And speaking of Origins, I think I mentioned on the Discord, but I'm about to start a new playthrough, so if you need footage of anything, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm having the second Dragon Age book read to me at the minute. I'm nearly finished that. And then I'm going to start a fresh game myself as well. So, but yeah, which origin path are you going down?
I think I'm going to be lazy and be a human warrior. I think you're a noble. I think.
Yeah, that's my favorite one, to be honest.
My last one was an elf, and I've done the human warrior before, but it's been long enough that I think it's past due.
Well, I'm going to do, because I'm reading the books, I want to read the comics as well. So I'm going to do a BioWare canon run, which I believe is a Dalish elf warden that sacrifices themselves and Alistair's king. Oh, no, I've not picked a good weapon here.
How's the sound now, Jam?
Yeah, spot on that, Curtis.
Okay.
Do I play Destiny 2? No, I do not. I have never played Destiny. Looter shooters, not really my thing, to be honest. I heard it's quite good, though. Takes no likes all the Dragon Age. I do, I enjoy all the Dragon Ages. I like Origins better because it's a bit more grounded. That makes sense? Grounded in fantasy. But like your bows and arrows are bows and arrows. They're not kind of flashy, shiny, or lighty things. Dragon Age 2 was good, but again, you can tell there's a lot of reused content. And Inquisition, I really liked Inquisition. Once you learn you need to leave the hinterlands at some point, and yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. A lot of fetch quests.
You want to hear my embarrassing Dragon Age confession? Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go for it.
I have never once played as a dwarf.
I've done it. I didn't enjoy it. I'm honest, but I don't really like Orzammar. It does seem to drag on too long for me.
See, my first Origins character was a castless dwarf, and I actually really enjoyed it.
I do like the story.
You just wanted a face tattoo.
Yeah.
To be fair, those do look quite cool. But yeah, the whole it's really interesting as well because my dwarf had like a interaction with his sister when he went back to Orzammar, and it's kind of interesting how she's involved in like the politics of everything because she's a potential suitor for one of the people, you know, fighting to become king.
I do like how they all quite tying together as well. There's all the origin stories exist, so all the characters are present, but only the one that you choose to play will survive, which is quite cool.
If you play as a castless dwarf, can you join the Carta at all, or is that still something you have to oppose no matter what?
I don't know if that was an option, to be honest. There's a bunch of things I probably missed in that game. Like, I only realised that when you when you decline an offer or something to deliver some lyrium in Orzammar, you can't talk to them again. It's really annoying. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but there's a guy in, I can't remember, there's like the really poorest area of Orzammar who like makes you an offer to deliver some lyrium for like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, that vaguely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of is there's that one dwarf, I think he's a smith, but he's high as a kite because he's been working with Lilium for too long. Lyrium, I mean.
I don't know which one that is, to be honest, but I don't know, it's like you say, the details can be blurry.
I think my favorite part of Orzammar was getting Liliana her pet.
I bet
I thought that was really nice as well, because the first time I found it, I was actually romancing her. So.
I'm not sure if I approve of her decision to name it Schmooples, though, but whatever.
Destiny 2 is fun, but after Forsaken Destiny 2 became decent to bad. Oh, yeah, I've heard it's quite good. I heard it was better than the first one.
If you ever want to hear the worst voice acting ever, you should hear Peter Dinklage in the first one.
Oh, they patched him out, didn't they? Remember that.
That's interesting. I had no idea Peter Dinklage was in Destiny.
He plays your little robot companion friend, and I've heard phoned-in performances before, but then I don't know what that was. It was the worst voice acting I've ever heard, ever. I expected better from Tyrion Lannister.
See, I still haven't gotten into Game of Thrones, but I am curious about that new film.
I did find it mildly amusing that two different times Marvel cast him as a huge giant character in the MCU.
When was the second time?
Well, he was in the one, and he helped Thor make his axe. He was the big, giant dwarf, giant thing.
Yeah, I remember him from Infinity War, but I don't know the other time.
Oh no! I'll have to Google and put it on Discord. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Oh, my game's doing this stupid thing where it breaks on the menu.
Okay, here. I never have played Dragon Age, so what would be the best one for me to play?
Start with Origins.
Origin's probably the best one to start with because it is the first one.
It's also the longest as well, though. Bear in mind. Or it feels the longest.
I think Inquisition's probably longer.
Origin also has a ton of DLC that you don't need to play to understand the story at all.
If I remember right, though, the Origins well, I remember Awakening. I think it was, yeah, Awakening was pretty good.
Like, I really like Liliana's song, but you don't need to play it at all to understand the game.
No, it's just like expanding on her backstory, isn't it? And she doesn't look anything like Liliana as well. She's a bit weird.
Although the Golem, Shale, I think he's a DLC character.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
But you don't need to... It's good if you've got him, but you don't need him to understand the story.
You don't, but he's still a fun character.
Especially if you
Did you guys like
chickens.
the DLC that lets you play as the Herlock Vanguard and you can be with the Darkspawn?
No, I've never tried it. I've got it, but I've never played it. I swear it's so dumb why the Mass Effect 3 treats you like the devil if you sabotage the Jenna page.
I don't think it really treats you like the devil.
I wouldn't say it treats you like it. No. Notice that, oh, get on. Oh.
I feel like if you
Rex
don't,
isn't very happy
there
with you.
kind of has to be a consequence.
So that is a
Sorry,
very
I
good
think I'm
jumping point for
interrupting.
tonight's topic, isn't it, really? Which is, what do you guys think? Where do you think they're going to go with for the end of Mass Effect 3 with the Krogan? Are they going to canonize an option? Are they going to give you a choice?
I personally think it's just going to be like way off another point in the galaxy, and they'll just talk about it a little bit, but not, fully address it.
I suppose that is one option, but oh my word, where's he come from?
It's a bad spot for a data.
One thing I would want to ask that Dragon Age guy, by the way, is if they've had like a plan for like the map, not like the map of the story of Dragon Age, but just like a map of what their Dragon Age world looks like earlier on in their process of making them.
So like the
Sort of like how in Elder
outline
Scrolls
of
they've got a map of different areas.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, just like if they've got a map with Orlais and I forget the other names, but like Orlais, Ferelden, yeah. What's the name of the place where God, I can't remember the name of the character now. He's a companion in Origins. He's the elf.
Zevran?
Zevran, that's it. Where's he from? I can't remember.
He's from
Antiva.
yeah,
Antiva, that's it. Did we ever see Antiva in Inquisition? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. You went to Orlais, didn't you? And that was it, actually, wasn't it? It was Ferelden on one side of the map and Orlais on the other.
See, that's where they could go with the next Dragon Age. Then they could just, explore the Tevinter Imperium and Antiva. Because it kind of fits in with what they've done before, isn't it? Just kind of set it in different areas, so you don't have to deal with the consequences so much.
So this, so the big news you're watching is that I have secured an interview with Mark Darrow, who's the director of Dragon Age 1 and 2, and he's also heavily involved with Jade Empire as well, which I haven't played, but it's supposed to be quite good. So if you have any
It's kind of
questions,
silly, but it's worth $20.
yeah. Yeah, I saw an interview actually where he was talking about the sequel to Jade Empire 2, and about 3 different versions of it, and it still never actually came to fruition. So, but yeah, if you've got any questions that you'd like me to put to Mark Dorry, I'll be putting a post out a bit later on tonight. So get your questions into those posts. I shall pick some out to ask him.
I think I'll write that question out about the map in Dragon Age.
Yeah, stick it on the members only one, because your members only ones are guaranteed to get asks. And I'll pick the.
Oh, my game's finally working.
To wave 8. So.
Well, there's only 3 of us anyway, so you can join regardless.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in as my collector since I think he's stupidly overpowered.
We're getting our butts kicked.
Ooh, that was laggy.
Can you imagine if they did something with the Geth, like the collectors, like on some kind of lone collector in the next game?
Well, the description of that collector makes sense. That after you defeat Harbinger, it just breaks free from his control and goes off to do its own thing.
Sorry, I was trying to pay attention there, but I've just got attacked since I spawned. And I'm dead again anyway. Thanks for trying, Curtis.
That's okay. I got killed too.
Tim has been promoted to the medic.
Taking your crown.
I'll remember that if we ever play Left 4 Dead.
That game is so crazy, I just don't know if I'm good enough for it.
Alright, I'm trying out this new guy.
I also think they do the Krogan Mass Effect 4 is to put them in the background when not mentioned at all. That would cause a lot of trouble, a lot of controversy. I think they didn't have a prominent Krogan. I think people proper kick off then.
I think the real question is though, are people happy with BioWare picking a definitive, ending though?
That's going to bother more people than anything else.
I would be more happy with them picking a definitive ending, even if it's an ending that I don't like, than them trying to do a Deus Ex Invisible War and go, oh yeah, all the endings happened. That to me is just too much of a cop-out.
I think the biggest thing, regardless of the endings, is there could be a whole bunch of people who pick the same endings and have completely different species survive.
They have kind of written themselves into a bit of a corner, haven't they? No matter what they do, they're going to upset somebody.
Well, the Geth are definitely alive. Obviously, I haven't heard anything about the Rachni.
It's just a shame about Andromeda, because going into a different galaxy was a good way of going about it, I think.
Yeah. Unless that's what they are doing. They're just bringing some of the Milky Way characters through there.
Yeah, but I thought there was something about the trailer or teaser that they showed where the fact that they moved to the Milky Way galaxy was intentional or something.
Yeah, they said that everything in the trailer was intentional. And then obviously there was both Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies there. Dara's in it. The poster.
Well, I'm not sure how they'd go about it, but I think it would be they shouldn't just completely ignore Andromeda. I don't think.
No. No, absolutely not.
Ah, there it is. Found it. They could try tying us both into one game. No. They got me. I'm here. Stay wrong direction.
Full rush.
Sorry, I couldn't get to you, Tim.
It's no worries. I was too busy looking.
Well, I got
at
one of the scions,
chat.
but there was two of them.
If they canonise an option, then I'd rightly be mad for BioWare for doing it because it's the player story. How would you, Hot Dog? How would you go about the next game then? What would your solution be without a canon ending to 3?
How are we doing this bad in a bronze match?
Oh no!
We got screwed on wave 3.
Wave 10. Well, that's embarrassing.
I think the
tried.
problem is, I think somehow, like, I don't know. I was going to say somehow it might be easier in silver, but that doesn't make any sense.
90% of it is just scions are so effing cheap.
To be fair, my character only had 2 points to spend, so I've not got any of my equipment.
See, guys, we didn't do well because we just weren't ready.
That's it.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't
We
have
just-
the right
yeah.
guns, and
Yeah, we were talking so much about Dragon Age, we weren't in the right frame of mind.
you want to keep it on bronze, or do you want to move it up?
I'm fine with either, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, same here. Don't matter.
We'll do another bronze, and then we'll probably finish up on a silver one. See if how far we can get.
Is it going to be a shorter stream tonight then?
It's. I need to finish within the next hour. So I know we normally try and squeeze a final bronze match in, but I have to go tonight. Weapons. I need to change these weapons. Happy with that sniper rifle at all. That saber. Oh wait, damage. Tried a saber.
I think we can all agree that last match was just a practice.
Yes.
I think getting back to the Krogan, I've always said since the beginning, the thing that makes the most sense is just continue go off of what Okir was doing, because then it doesn't matter if you cured the genophage or not, because he basically used collector technology to get around the genophage, just to basically set it aside and ignore it.
Yeah, he was actually, wasn't he? That meant that the genophage, did it affect the females or the males or both?
Both.
Both. Because then Okir's grunt, he wouldn't be affected by it, would he?
No, like Grunt had the genophage, he just ignored it. Like if you listen to Edie before you wake him up. She says that he's completely perfect, except for he has the genophage, just like all the other Krogan do.
I can't remember seeing that one.
It's after the mission on Corliss, before you wake him up, when he's still in the tank. You can have a discussion with Edie about what he is.
Okay. I shall have a look at that. I've just found a save editor for Legendary Edition. I'm going to be hopefully jumping in and out of different scenarios for without having to play like the entire trilogy like 6 times to get different options. I should be able now to jump right in at different points within the game.
That's pretty much what I did with all my saves.
Ouch. You guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, Curtis.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like last week. Last hour, for some reason my mic got cut out.
Oh no.
Squad member has flatlined. Good job. We have an opportunity to snag some loot. We need that object. Find it.
Oh man. I think I got health packs. Come on, quick, alright.
Get back to the extraction zone.
Need to change these weapons.
You're a high-value target. Get back to extraction zone. Object has been cleared. Good work.
I'm coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you unlocked any new characters yet, Curtis? You've been opening some store packs.
This guy right here I'm playing. I got him this week. He's got a turret and grenades and stuff, so he's an engineer. He's the guy I used got up to wave 6 on the other day.
Ah, okay.
Enemies down. Good shooting. Objective complete.
Well, the Turians
Yeah,
are a bit
use it.
beefier than most of the humans, so that probably helps.
Yeah,
Enemies
he's got those turrets a lot easier to use. And I like his jump jets too, but I gotta get used to that.
Going back to the Dragon Age, there was a report saying that it's definitely not going to be coming out this year, the next Dragon Age game. There was rumour of it being released June time.
What was that, sorry, Tim?
The next Dragon Age game. There was initially a rumour that it could be coming out in June of this year, but it's been definitely reported now that it's not going to be ready for this year. It's more looking like next year for it.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it this year personally. Like, I just think with everything we've been hearing, like they've got a lot to do, and you know, I think I can't remember who it was, but they had like a change in leadership in one of the areas, didn't they, of their team?
Yeah.
How long does it take them to make these games? A couple years?
Oh, more than a couple. I mean, they're quite massive games, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Dragon Age is, I think it's longer as well than Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect's around about 25 to 30 hours for the main campaign, and then obviously if you're doing all your extra missions, it can be up to about 50 hours.
I think I completed Mass Effect 3 in 7 hours, actually. Well, I didn't do any of the DLC content, but I managed to do it in 7 hours once without doing any side missions.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, but that was my playthrough where everyone died. The weapon killed all humans, all living beings.
Squad member in trouble.
Oh, good grief. Trying to save you, man.
Squad member offline. Target is down. We've marked a new target.
But yeah, I've had another go at Andromeda recently because of the audiobook I was listening to, and it is so much better, like, when you have the background knowledge and everything.
There's a comic as well. Have you read that?
I think I did read all the comics, yeah, because I got a comic book collection, like a review copy, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've read all the comics, unless there's any new ones that came out.
I've not actually finished the Andromeda one, but it's about the security guy, I think, that you meet.
Yeah, it's like a Turian that has to spy on them or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. I think I read 3 out of the 4 issues.
I mean, there's comic books on Andromeda now?
Yeah, there's a few.
Guess I need to find them.
Yeah, I think your best bet is to just buy the comic book collection, Curtis. I think it might be harder to find them individually.
There are
Okay.
some websites you can go to have a look at them.
Mission accomplished. That's it.
I'm always late on these things.
Enemies inbound.
To be fair, I was a fan of Mass Effect for quite a few years before I read the comic. Or the comics.
I don't think BioWare did a particularly good job at marketing them, because I know people who love the games and still don't even know there's novels.
I didn't know there was a soundtrack album out on them.
Wow, we're killing it now.
Yeah. The chat's a bit quiet this evening.
I think we're just too focused.
Well, as long as we're just speculating about Dragon Age 4, is there anything about the 3 games right now that you guys could change, if you could? Like anything that bothers you, you wish you could do slightly differently or anything?
What, story-wise or like
Do you mean anything
gameplay-wise?
you'd like?
Yeah, whatever. Story, gameplay, pretty much anything.
Do you mean if we could change the game, or if we could change our decisions?
Yeah, the game. Like, for me, mine is... I always wished that if you defiled Andraste's ashes, that you could have Kolgrim join your party. You know, just... I think that would have made more sense, personally, but he can't. I mean, just stuff like that.
Is he one of the fanatics?
Yeah, he's the chief, the big guy when you first get there. He's the guy who gives you the dragon blood in the first place. Well, I mean, assuming you take it. I think you have the option to refuse it, and then just start a fight.
To be fair, that would be quite interesting.
Team member has gone
Ah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the more obvious one is to have the hero Freljord and have more of a role in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind killing him off if the DLC reflected my actual choices.
I'm sure your warden's just sitting on a beach somewhere drinking pina coladas. He's fine.
I think that's probably what
He's at
bothers
the
me
bar
more,
with
is the
Garrus.
fact that the only way to get the world state in Awakening is if you import a warden. That's what it bothers me more, I think.
I didn't have any trouble with doing that though.
Yeah, if you don't import a warden and you just start fresh, then it's a warden that comes from Orlais, but it sets it up as Alistair's king. If you've done a story where your wardens sacrifice themselves, but Alistair is stayed with the Grey Wardens, it doesn't make sense. And there's no way to change that.
Yeah, that's annoying. It seems a bit ridiculous. I mean, at least you can change that through the keep.
Yeah. Wonder if there's a mod for it where
I do love that I accidentally kind of set myself up with like the perfect choice in Inquisition, because in my first playthrough I had Alistair marry Honora, and so I ended up with some random warden to choose. Like I had to choose between saving some random warden in Inquisition or my orc, and I was just like, what kind of choice is this? Like, obviously I'm going to choose the one that I've known for longer than 10 minutes. You know?
it's Strauss, I think, isn't it?
What did Honora ever do to you that you forced her to marry Alistair?
To be fair, Nora was a little bit, you know.
She's not as bad as the other one though. The Red Cliff. What her name is now?
You mean R. Lehman's wife?
Yes. Tigan! Tigan!
Oh. Yeah. I had seen some videos of Dragon Age Origin on YouTube last night. It looks pretty good.
I think
It is honestly like,
I mean I know
sorry.
I was going to say with them going back to what Service Guy was saying there, what would you change? I know with as technology gets better, they want to make things flashier and prettier, and but I really do like the kind of almost sense of realism with Origins, where bow and arrows look like bow and arrows, and swords look like swords, and you get to kind of Inquisition, and arrows are kind of some big glowy, flashy thing, and I kind of get it with the the mages and the staffs and the magic and stuff. That makes sense. But then like swords are on fire, and it gets all like really flashy and pretty and stuff, and it's like, well, you're kind of moving away from the kind of high fantasy into more, I don't know, silliness. So that's what I've
Well, I think the magic in Origin feels more grounded too. Like it's obviously some magic, but it's not crazy, over the top, insane like it can get in Origins, or I mean in Inquisition.
Yeah.
It's up to you three.
So do you mean then, Tim, that like in Origins, when you could get runes to say put a fire or an ice effect on your weapon, you weren't a fan of that necessarily?
I think it's because it wasn't as in your face. That makes sense.
No, but you could still have a sword that was on fire or dripping snowflakes or whatever.
Yeah. I suppose you could, couldn't you? Where is it? Oh, we're going to run out of time here.
Target down. Good work. One last target in play.
Oh, he's right behind me now, look.
Mission accomplished.
You know, I might be in the minority here, but I would love an Origins remake.
I wouldn't go with
Am
a
I
remake.
the only person? Sorry.
I'd go with a remaster. An Origins remaster. I think.
See, I just kind of think the character models look too dated for a remaster to be enough, you know? Sort of like how San Andreas didn't really look great.
I think though, if Rockstar had done that, rather than outsourcing it, it would have looked a lot better.
See, I was just gonna say, am I the only person who thinks Origins doesn't look as terrible as everyone else seems to think it does?
It's
I
not
mean,
that
it looks
bad.
dated, yes, but I don't think
Yeah.
it looks bad.
I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm a sucker for when games do look pretty, you know, as they do nowadays with the, I don't know, not lens flare, but just the beautiful environments that you can see nowadays in games.
Maybe I'm just weird, but I find older graphics to be part of the charm. Like if I play like GTA 3, I expect it to look like it's from 2001. If it looked brand new and shiny, I'd just play GTA 5.
I see the point there. But then, like for example, the Resident Evil, the very first Resident Evil remake, when they remade it for the GameCube, it looks so much better. And I wouldn't go back to playing the original now. I'd always play that remake version because they haven't messed with the story. They've only added to it, and it just looks so much nicer.
I was gonna say that they changed so much in that, though, it's almost not even the same game anymore.
Not the first one. They did with 2 and 3, and they completely ruined them.
No, well, I mean, they added, like, there was the Crimson Heads, there was a whole bunch of extra stuff outside.
Yeah.
There was the entire separate storyline with Lisa Trevor. I mean,
Yeah.
they added quite a bit.
But all those were supposed to be in the original game anyway. It's not like they changed any of the original story. They just kind of added on to it.
I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. But it is still fun to go back to the 1996 one every once in a while. Just for the voice acting, if nothing else. Like, I'll never forget, what was the helicopter pilot you find if you're playing as Jill? He's like, this house is evil. There are many monsters here. Ah!
It's Barry's lines that are going to be the best though. Found this. It's a weapon of some kind. It's really powerful, especially against living things.
Here, I have a lockpick. Why don't you take it, Jill, since you're the master of lockpicking?
Brilliant.
At least we can agree that writing has improved.
Welcome to the crew.
Okay, guys. Since it's been remastered on the Mass Effect, what do you guys like the best, the remaster or the original? I never played the original though.
Oh, Cami say was just subscribed. If you're on the live stream, nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Hey Tim, in Destiny 2
honestly,
there is an enemy called the Fallen, which is similar in ship aspect to the Quarians. Maybe they pinched the idea. Maybe they saw the Quarians and thought, we're going to have some...
what they did to Mass Effect 1 in the Legendary Edition, but 2 and 3 I never thought looked that bad anyway. You can barely tell a difference, at least to me, in the Legendary Edition from the originals.
Yeah, it was mostly Mass Effect 1 that got the work done to it, wasn't it? It was just tweaking for the other two. Like you say, that they were already quite nice already.
I mean, look what we're playing right now. I mean, this game doesn't look 10 years old.
No, it really doesn't. Right, weapons. Do not want that.
The reason why I've asked because I never have played the original, so.
Well, the original definitely looks like it came out in 2007, but the 2012 and 2010 ones look fine, at least to me anyway.
Now I'm playing the Mass Effect 3 here on the, multiplayer. It looked pretty good to me. So. So I don't know why they didn't bother just to add that to the Legendary Edition.
Ah, hold on. Can someone just come out of being ready? Thanks. Need to sort my weapons and some points out.
If you're playing as a Geth, I'm pretty sure all Geth get bonuses for using Geth weapons.
Are they? Hollywood guy. Nice to see you. I don't know if I've got any Geth weapons.
I will say, well, first, did you guys hear the news about, well, you probably did, but Xbox buying, what was it? It's not Bethesda, is it? Blizzard and
Blizzard.
Activision.
Activision, that's it.
Yeah, I saw the Phil Spencer tweet the other day, and I was like, it was kind of surprising, but also kind of not really.
But it was great to hear that, like, recently I heard that they are going to focus on, like, older games more than just Call of Duty.
To me, anything that results with Bobby Kotick getting forced out is good, but I'm just worried it's just going to lead to a whole bunch more exclusives.
Well, you do have a PC, so you could always play through the Xbox program on PC, couldn't you?
Or I could, now that Xbox Live is on Switch, I could just steal my my missus's Switch.
Oh wow, it's Xbox on Switch now, is it?
How's Xbox on Switch?
If it's not, it's supposed to be right away.
Well, I will be ordering me a new PC this coming Monday. So.
Nice one, Curtis.
Worst case, the thing with PC is you just wait 6 months and everything ends up on Steam.
We need you to take back some lost ground. Hostile forces are advancing. Secure the area. Secure the area.
How you doing,
Nope.
Hollywood guy? Anyway,
Bought 3
you been had a good week?
Oh. I walked right into him.
Oh, we're not finishing with a silver then.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be on silver, weren't we? Do you want to do a silver? That'll take us about half an hour, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind either way.
Yeah, let's do a silver. That should take us up to time then. And I can change this weapon.
Should also boost up our credits a bit more as well.
Yeah.
Do I need to restart again here? Yeah, let me back on here.
Still not changed it. Yeah, I'll invite you back in. It won't be a second, Curtis.
All right. Okie dokie. No problem.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for everything to load, and speaking of older games, Tim, is The Witcher 1 worth playing? I've owned 2 and 3, but I've never played the first one.
If, like I say, if you don't mind older graphics, because they haven't aged well, it's not bad. The story doesn't really pick up until the last last third. But if you're wanting to play, you know, the entire trilogy, and because you can import some of your choices across to Witcher 2. I enjoy it because it's again it's the entire trilogy, but there's a lot of busy work for the first 3/4 of the game, and yeah, like it doesn't. The last quarter really, you know, it starts getting interesting, and then it's kind of it's done. So.
Because, I mean, a game like that, story is always going to be more important than graphics anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, like I say, the graphics haven't aged well. There are a lot of the same kind of models used for the NPCs. A lot of the people look the same when you're talking to them.
Oh, that's fine. I still play the Neverwinter Nights games, and they're even older, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, I enjoy it. If you've never played it before, then I'll definitely give it a go. And then it's up to you then if you enjoyed it if you want to then replay it.
I did get Witcher 1 and 2 ridiculously cheaply, because I don't know about the US, but in the UK it was like £1 or £2 over Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always sales on Steam, and a game that old can't be too expensive.
I'd also look at the mod for it, the White Wolf mod, because that does make it look a little bit prettier and fixes a few of the bugs and stuff. Do you think that Rex will lead the rebellion? He mentioned something in the Citadel DLC. It's a good question. He does mention that he's already butting heads with the council over expansion rights, and that is how the Krogan rebellion started originally.
I think Rex knows that though.
At the end of the day, he's still a Krogan, though, so it's in his blood.
To me though, I don't know, I kind of just believe that he can learn from their previous mistakes.
I'd like to think so.
I think the thing, like I've said it before and I'll say it again, I love Rex and him and Eve are awesome. It's the 50,000 million other Krogan that bother me, then I have concerns about.
Yeah, that's really the big problem, isn't it? Because there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of Krogans that are, have a grudge.
I mean, just think, if you think about what the Krogan population is, and then you think that if Rex is dead, you can talk Morden and Paddock out of curing it. It's like Garrus mentions, it's like someone should hire Rex a food taster, because he's probably going to get poisoned.
I think the great and at the same time annoying thing is though, we don't know what happens after 3. We don't know if there's another rebellions.
We don't, but I would, if I had to bet, I'd say it's probably more likely than not.
Well, you know, maybe the fact that it's more open-ended just means that we can imagine it to be anything we want it to be.
Never mind if you pick the synthesis ending, because then not only is there a Krogan rebellion, it's a cyborg Krogan rebellion.
To be fair, that would be really cool though.
We'll make it super good.
That would be a pretty awesome comic series.
Super Krogan Rebellion.
I've seen weirder comics.
But it's one of those things that's so stupid it would be awesome.
Yeah, it's exactly like, I don't know, do you guys have Archie comics in the UK?
We did have.
I've heard them mentioned in sitcoms, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a, just finishing my thought, there's a series of Archie comics where he meets Predator. Like, things that are so stupid, they're just amazing are the best.
What exactly is Archie, though? Is he just a regular guy, or...?
Yeah, it's a series of, about a small group of friends in a small Midwestern high school in the US. And they're all senior, and they're dealing with high school stuff, like Archie, like, he's trying to, like, the big overarching thing is, there's two girls that both like him, there's, like, the rich preppy girl, and then the down-home, like, girl next door girl, and then there's, like, it's just a small clique of people, like, there's a football player, there's a dork who eats too much, you know, it's just basically, like, high school.
Yeah, that does sound very American, so I don't know if we would have it.
I've heard of it, but
Wait, you don't have high school in the UK?
Well, we have school, but there might be certain references that we wouldn't understand. I think the more you delve into school, like, in any kind of pop culture, the more confusing it gets for us, because, I don't know, when you delve into, like, grades and stuff, like, we go, like, by a year system rather than grades. So,
I know, and it's completely different between Canada and the US, too.
I was actually having a chat with a friend about it, kind of wondering what system is better for kids in general.
do you see Rex and the other Krogan from Andromeda teaming up? I suppose it's possible.
Because your school still lasts 12 years, like 6 to 18?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think it's 6. I think it's younger than that. I think it's 3. I think we have like a nursery thing, which is just playing basically at 3. And then it goes up to 18, where basically you can leave education, but you can also do more if you want to.
Well, yeah, like college and stuff, right? Or university, I think you call it.
Yeah, we call it university, and college is 16 to 18 for us. I remember one time though I was going on like a trip or something for college, and I remember at the border, because we were going to LA, they were asking me about why I was visiting, and I said it was like a college trip, and she just looked at me funny, like she had no idea what I was on about for a minute, and she said like, oh, school trip, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could see that being funny. Yeah, we have, we call it kindergarten at 5, which is, yeah, like you say, just basically playing. Then 6 years of grade school, 2 years of middle school, and then 4 years of high school. And then we start college / university at 15, or 18, sorry.
Wait, did you say middle school's only 2 years?
It depends where in the States you are, but yeah, for me it was. Well, 6 years, 2 years, then 4 years.
I was trying to get you, Jim.
Ah, thanks, Curtis. Do you see Rex and the other Krogan Andromeda teaming up? Rex is going to need some support, I think. And if how old was Rex when in Mass Effect 3? He was younger than 1,000.
I want to say he was like 800.
Yeah, I thought he was younger than 1,000.
I could be wrong, but 800's popping in my head for some reason.
Is it Drax that's in Andromeda? He's like 1,500, isn't he?
Yeah, Drax like 1600, but he's also like half cyborg, so.
So it could be possible that Rex
What
is
about
still
Grunt?
alive.
Well, Grunt's only like a week old.
It's true. Depending on Jennifer Jones
Yeah, like-
and the Krogan and Andromeda Mune, I definitely will see young Krogan. Either way, I think personally, their get out clause is that they'll give you a choice of whether you've cured it or not, and then what they'll do is, depending on what your answer is, they'll say if you cured it, then the birth rate didn't instantly come back to what it was before. And if you didn't cure it, they'll say that the Krogans were adapting to it, which means that their birth rates are slowly increasing.
There's a million ways you can get around that just by the dialogue you use. It's like in SWTOR, there's a million missions where you have to either kill a person or you can let them live, and then afterwards, whoever you're talking to after the mission will just say,
Oh, God.
"Oh, thank you for dealing with that." They won't say that they lived or died. They'll just say, "Thanks for dealing with it."
It can be quite annoying though how like your choices don't really matter in that game.
Well, they're kind of a little bit limited for it just being an MMO, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I mean they're getting better at it. There are some choices that do have an effect, kind of. But yeah, if there's a character that could be dead, they do kind of mysteriously disappear for a while if they're alive.
Or sometimes if you'll spare a character and then someone else will kill them. So
I just realised
need
that
to think of that Miranda Lord
Destiny
mission.
2 is actually similar to the Geth, because both are enslaved and both have true intelligence, both are robots. Mass Effect did inspire Destiny 2. There you go, setting the trend. Kind of like the Genesis route. Yeah, I would say so. Hollywood guy, definitely.
Objective complete. Enemy forces down to half strength.
What makes
I'm not
the
sure what they
javelin
could have
so
done.
good?
He dropped
Oh,
off his
sorry.
intel in a drone.
Sorry, I was going to say, what makes the javelin weapon so good? It's just really powerful.
It's easily the most powerful weapon in the game. And it's one of only 3 guns that can shoot through walls without a modification on it.
Ah, okay.
The other 2 being the Black Widow and the Widow, if you're curious. Oh, and it's also the only weapon that has a built-in thermal scope.
Down. Oh well.
Launch your sectors.
It also has a pretty hilarious description. Like, it doesn't actually shoot bullets. What it fires is so like we were mentioning before. It's so ridiculous that it's just kind of cool.
Thing.
Yeah, instead of bullets, it fires liquid lead at 1.3% the speed of light, or 35,000 kilometers a second.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, like, that's just so ridiculous, it's hilarious. And all I was gonna say before is, I don't know what they could have done, but I thought it was so cool that Drac was part of the clan of Krogan you meet when you go to Tachanka in Mass Effect 2. Like, I wish they could have tied that together a little bit, because you meet a whole bunch of people from his clan in the second game, but
Yeah.
it's just never even brought up at all.
I thought you actually did meet him. I thought he was one of the ones you actually met. Which I thought they probably should have done, because it could have nailed down around about the time of when they left for the Andromeda system. It just came to me, what if Rex turns bad and Grunt kills him? Maybe Grunt might wear Rex's battle armor. Could happen. I did see some jealousy in the game. I think it would be definitely a bold move on the writers if they did that.
Or they could have Grunt turn bad, because he says several times that he feels things, but he doesn't really have control over them. And he said he pretty much views every other Krogan other than himself as weak and inferior. So he could maybe go on a power trip or something.
He was accepted into the clan though, wasn't he? Wasn't that because he felt clanless that he was angry like all the time?
This Banshee has been such a pain.
And loud, too.
He's not so tough when she has to try to get through my 20,000 shields. Rahaha.
It's quite lucky that she can't insta-kill you as well, because you're synthetic, right?
No, she can insta-kill regular Geth, but not the big one.
forgot I do got a gas. I forgot to play him. Thank you. Sure, this guy's got to show off.
Well, I think, Tim, you have the big geth too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got him. I don't tend to use him because it feels like cheating.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
Well, it's pretty fair for how slow he is, and he can't maneuver at all, or duck, or anything.
Or die.
Well, it depends how you built him. I built this to be pure tank. Having the Geth Spitfire helps a lot too.
Mass Effect inspired Destiny 2 because Destiny 2 is... Yes. I have a feeling that you really like Destiny 2, Hot Dog.
I did try to get into Destiny, but just don't think I was a fan of how you kind of had to go out your way to learn about the lore of it.
I know it's my personal opinion that the Guardians are actually the bad guys. Although admittedly my knowledge of the lore isn't extensive.
Ah, Hollywood guy, you sir are a legend. Thank you so much. What do you think will happen to the Krogan and what will happen in the game? I don't know. I really don't know. I think they're definitely going to take a large role in it. I can't see them being put on the back burner, but it's how they get around it that. Because I mean, you've got the rebellions to think of, and if they haven't done that, have they gone completely mad with breeding? Have they? And if they haven't done that, then has Rex and Eve, Rex been killed and someone taken over, and there's so many possibilities. What would you like to see, Hollywood now? What do you think? How do you think they should play it? Something wall.
See her coming. I didn't see her coming.
Anyone see any ammo anywhere?
No. I can see the floor though. There you go, thank you. Oh, that was a bit rude. I was getting revived.
I was gonna, what happened? Because it said I revived you on my screen.
Yeah, he kind of popped up and stood on me right before it finished reviving.
If anyone else is left, go get the fourth thing. I've got everything stuck on me in the corner here.
I'll try. Oh, damn it. Okay, I'll just self-revive.
I would help you, but the Banshee got me a long time ago.
I see the Rachni wiping out some of the Krogan Rex and Grunt to eliminate them once and for all. As for breeding, Maven Solarians create a new genophage. And the Krogan rebel. There's a war. That would be an interesting one. Saying what you're saying there, they could, if they really wanted to get rid of the Krogan, they could have the Rachni coming back in. But because they couldn't get the numbers up before, like they used to, most of the Krogan were wiped out in stopping the Rachni again. Could be an option.
Do you know, I found it out by accident, but it's possible to have Reeve kill Rex in Mass Effect 2.
Have Reeve killed Rex?
Yeah, I found it. I wanted to see something my last playthrough. I did everything in Mass Effect 2 except I never went to Tachanka. And then when I got to Mass Effect 3, Reeve was there instead of Rex, and you find out that he killed him.
I did not know that.
Whoa, two of them. Oh no, that's definitely.
I take it Mordin and Grunt died then.
Yeah, I left Grunt in his tank, and Morden died on the way out of the collector base.
Still pretty cool you survived that long.
But yeah, it's, when you've played through the trilogy as many times as I have, I try to do just random silly things just to see if it changes anything. So I was like, oh, this time I'm not going to even, never mind talk to Rex, I'm not even going to go to Tachanka and just see what happens.
But you don't actually have to go there, do you? Tachanka. second one if you don't have
Yeah,
your own.
I never touched down. Yeah, I was just like, I wonder if this will change anything. And Reeve killed Rex.
So it's quite possible then, after the end of Mass Effect 3, that Reeve comes and kills Rex. That brings us perfectly.
First play, I think
Perfectly.
See,
Fine.
Reeve's an ass, but I kind of like him. It's the same kind of thing, like, just getting back to SWTOR for a second, like, Darth Barris, I know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's not a nice guy, but he just speaks to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, I struggle to find him likable, to be honest.
See, what it is for me is, like, Zash is like a total Karen, and I don't trust her at all, but I like that Barris is just kind of fat, and he just doesn't care about anything. Like, I could see myself, you know, on a Saturday morning going for, like, wings and beer to watch sports with him.
Before he stabs you in the back, you mean?
To be completely honest, that's how I vote too. If I can't imagine myself hanging out for beer and wings with someone, I'm not going to vote for them.
Hollywood guys just every time just for giggles. Right, that brings us to the end of the stream. Hollywood guy, if I think you missed the start there. If you're a Dragon Age fan, I've got an interview this week with Mark Darrah. So I'm going to look out for the community post on the channel because I'll be putting a post out later on. And if you've got any questions, then pop them in there, and I'll pick out the best ones. Big thank you to Curtis, Cerberus Guy, and Takes a Note for the game this evening. Been good fun. And to I'm a Hot Dog for all the Destiny 2 information. That's been absolutely interesting. I'm still not going to play it though. It doesn't float my boat. But
I'm not sure if it still is, but it at one point it was free on Steam, and it may still be. If you ever want to, I mean, the price is right. If you ever want to just throw it on for an hour and see what happens.
Well, I suppose if it's free, I might have a butcher's. But yeah, thank you for dropping by, Hot Dog. Hollywood guy, thank you so much for the super chat. Do appreciate it. And Jumpy Popcorn, I know he was in here earlier as well, if you're still here. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you again next time. Next week.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
it's been fun.
Bye for now.
Surprised my mic stayed on today.